what does Enbridge want? Because it's important for people to understand their intentions. And what do we want? As a movement, what do we need? What do we want?
This is a company that's looking continuously to build what is their most profitable piece of infrastructure. I apologize to everyone for saying this, but I did listen to Enbridge's investor calls where they talk about the mainline, and the Enbridge executives on their investor calls refer to the mainline as Big Daddy. That's the phrase they use, and they call it Big
Mm,
Daddy because it's the thing that's paying for their expansions right now.
yeah.
It's the steady cash flow that's giving them what they need to build this fossil fuel network further across this country. Knowing that, and knowing that the company has forecast a couple of phases of expansions of the main line between now and 2029, the first phase they're looking at is to actually grow that capacity by 150,000 barrels a day. They just said that over this last week that they got final investor approval on that. They haven't revealed what that actually looks like in terms of physical infrastructure. But the company is in a growth mindset. I think for us as advocates, what we're working to bring is more of that degrowth mindset, right? How are we turning that idea around and saying, look, demand is dropping. The facts on the ground do not support a need for this expansion. What supports the need for the expansion is Enbridge's quest for market share, for profit motive, and because of how new projects are financed and how they're able to get the kind of guaranteed return, from shippers, for some of those types of projects, right? So that's this big idea, right, of let's shut down the main line, let's decommission the main line. Nobody here is saying we got to shut it all off overnight. We understand that there are system realities around where oil flows and how people use it. Nobody wants to cause communities harm or energy shortages, right? But you can't get there if you don't start to plan. And you need to start planning now for the changes you want to see. And so we're saying we got to jump start this conversation about the future of this infrastructure and what decommissioning and degrowth looks like, and recognize that beginning to dial down this pipeline network is also the way that we dial down, again, the tar sands, one of the most destructive, extractive fossil fuel projects on the globe. So that we know that oil can't move without pipeline capacity for its takeaway, can't move economically, I should say, can't move in a way that justifies the financial decision to expand production. And so that's why you move forward with this idea of let's begin decommissioning.